Let's go ahead and do the weekly recap. A lot to get to with this one. Fortunately, I did miss a couple of these games over the weekend. I have gone back and looked at the highlights and some of the game footage through them. But just if you had to give me one word to describe where you're at with the Washington Capitals right now, what would it be and why?
Instead of one word, I'll sing you a little number from a song you might recognize in the early 2000s. It's just feels like one step forward and two steps back. Little Theory of a Dead Man, but that's really how it feels. One step forward, two steps back. We win two, we lose one. We kind of don't gain that much ground in the standings. I mean, I'll tell you what, it felt good to win back-to-back games for the first time in fucking 2 months or whatever it was, but
just about.
Yeah, it would have been really nice to even just get 1 point out of that Flyers game. This Predators game feels like a must win, or at least get something. You can't fucking get nothing out of this one. I don't know. It made me have hope, unfortunately. Those back-to-back wins in the Long Island, well, that was at home, but Islanders and Hurricanes, those two wins were absolutely massive. And I thought the team showed a lot of grit and a lot of character in those two games too. They both, you could sense that there was a real sense of urgency with the team, and so that's good, at least that they understand like where they're at.
Yeah, absolutely. I was scoreboard watching the Detroit game because that was when I was at the Working on Hockey event in Pittsburgh, and I'm literally on the Penguins ice after this game is over on my phone looking, at social media, and I'm watching Chucky get just, carried off the ice. And I'm like, what the hell did I miss? What the hell happened?
That was the most chaotic game I think I've seen in quite some time. Somebody commented like on the Caps posts after the game that was like most normal Capitals game I've ever seen.
No,
or something
that's spot on.
Average Capitals game.
Yeah. So in the span of like me leaving to go to Pennsylvania for the weekend, both of our starting goaltenders get hurt. Mikey week to week, doesn't seem like he's going to be back before the Olympic break. Dubois, I think they've pretty much already said, is not going to come back before the Olympic break. So I would hope that this break is enough. They have one more game coming up tonight, the night you guys are listening to this, against Nashville before this break starts. So my thought and hope process is that it's just enough for everyone to get healthy. It's never a good sign when you see, your goaltender for the night have to be carried off by two of your players. So definitely wishing the best for Chucky there.
Yeah, and I also got to say, shout out Clay Stevenson, man. They put him in a really tough situation to play on back-to-back nights for his literal third and fourth NHL game ever, and you're playing them back-to-back nights. I think also that I read that if you look at like his AHL games the week prior to him being called up, he ended up playing like 5 games in like 7 days or some nonsense like that. Like this poor kid needs a rest, but he gave us a chance in every game he played, I think. Particularly played really well in that Islanders game, so hats off to him for that. Nick Dowd has really, really locked in these last few games. That's good to see. But yeah, you nailed it. I mean, we gotta get healthy. I also, this is kind of where I'm at. If you're looking at the standings, we said it last week, we're probably not getting a wild card spot with the way the Atlantic's going.
Correct.
So you're figuring we got to catch Pittsburgh or the Islanders for second or third in the division, because Carolina's probably going to run away with the top spot there.
They're starting to.
Dream scenario, because also, let's be real, this team is probably not winning the Stanley Cup this year, even if we make the playoffs.
I don't know what you're talking about. Chucky getting carried off is how that DVD starts.
Yeah, actually, you might be right there. My new ceiling and what I want out of this season, and I think everybody who's an NHL fan will agree with me. Give us one last Ovi Crosby first round matchup. All we got to do is get into that third spot, and the Penguins stay in that second spot, and that's it. We're playing each other in the first round. One final Caps Penguins in the Ovi Crosby era. I mean, I guess it could technically still happen again next year if Ovi keeps playing or whatever, but this could be our last chance. I think the people deserve a 2026 Capitals Penguins first round playoff matchup.
I would love that. And I think we all absolutely deserve that. I think the league deserves it.
To add to the story, like, think about this. Like, someday there's going to be a full movie or 30 for 30 or something like that, literally about the Ovi Crosby like thing.
It's in
And
my my phone notes.
and
ESPN hit me up.
yeah, to have the last 20 minutes of that film be like they played each other all these times in the playoffs in their prime, but then they also got to play each other when they were both kind of like on their way out of the league in very different roles than what they used to be on the team, and more
Right.
of like a mentorship to some of these guys. And they're also surrounded by all these young guys. The Penguins got a ton of young guys that
Yeah.
Crosby's trying to mentor and show the ropes. Like same with Ovi and Leonard and all that. Like, I don't know. I just think the journalist in me is like, this is too good of a story. We need that shit to happen. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm rooting for.
It blows my mind, and I was talking to people about this at the working hockey event. Just every time they have played each other, the winner of that playoff series has gone on to win the Stanley Cup.
That is fucking ridiculous. It really is.
I really can't think of any other rivalry in sports that's like that. It's
so
because it's
crazy.
so much deeper than just those two guys. I mean, they're obviously the two of them saved the NHL, for lack of a better word. That's exactly what they did.
They did.
And then, I mean, when you just look at how deep it runs with those teams across 10, 15 years of it is just absolutely insane. So I'm totally with you. I think that would be fantastic. Makes me a little bit nervous right now thinking about how that playoff series would go, but I would absolutely be
Agree,
here for it.
but I just want it to happen. Even if we lose, I don't care. I think it's can't miss television, and we
I
need
think
it.
it's also worth pointing out that since we've started this show, we have not had a Caps Penguins playoff series.
You're
and
right.
if you've been with us since the beginning, you know why that's significant.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to make sure Harry gets on if this actually comes to fruition.
Absolutely. So final things with the Caps. I want to preview this upcoming Predators game a little bit.
Yep.
Big news with them is that Stanley Cup champion coach of the Washington Capitals, Barry Trotz, stepping down as GM of the Predators.
Yep.
As soon as they can find a replacement. Who knows when that will be? I wonder if they're going to take some swings over the Olympic break here, but definitely not the position I think anyone saw that Predators team, was going to be in over the last couple years. It's okay right now. They're kind of, they're just below the 60-point mark in the Central Division, kind of middle of the pack. I don't really think they're wowing anyone right now. Stamkos will have a good game here or there, but other than that, I feel like what we thought we were going to get with that team when Trotz get there, and all those guys like Marchessault and Stamkos started to go there, it's just been very underwhelming. So
it has.
Not really sure what the answer is there. I think they might need to move on from a couple of the pieces that have been there for a bit, but a team like every other team in the NHL that always has one way to, torment the Washington Capitals. So what are you looking for out of this Predators matchup tonight?
I think I want to see that same sense of urgency that we've had the last couple of games, and I want to see them leave it all out there. I mean, a lot of these guys aren't going to be playing hockey for a couple of weeks here, so you don't want to be sitting on that beach sipping a pina colada being like, God damn, man, I could have went a little harder into the corner to get that puck on that. You want to be relaxed on your vacations, or obviously a couple of them are going to the Olympics, but I want to see all these guys really work hard one last time before the break. So I think if they do that, hopefully we'll get the result we need.
Yeah, I think the Preds definitely struggle a little bit on the road. I think if you factor in their overtime losses, they're, I think, 4 or so games below 500 when it comes to that. I know their goal differential isn't anything great. I think they're, around minus 30 or something like that. So hopefully this is a situation where the Caps, I'd love to see, especially if it's Stevenson going again, I'd love to see them keep a team to 1 or 2 goals in the next upcoming games or something, and really just lock in defensively here and go to work. And, I think at times we've seen the offense struggle. I'd like to see this team get out to a, sort of what that Vancouver game started like in the first half of that first period, rock out with 2 quick ones in the first period before it all fell to shit. But that's something that I would look for, especially if it is Saros going tonight against the Caps.
Yep, and it sounds like there's at least a chance LT will be activated off the IR to get 1 game in here before he heads to Milan for the Team Canada festivities.